Okay, this is Mindtrick. You've got trademark behind the camera, filming, show yourself this time. Alright. Got a few requests. Thank you by the way for 200 subscribers. We're really
Woo!
So gotten a few requests to do waving tutorial and strobing tutorial. I'm going to start with waving. Just a small technique that I integrate. Only straight arm waving though, no bent arm. Only works with straight arm because you're using a lot of elbow to create a really good ripple effect. Especially if you're wearing a shirt like this, complements the wave really good. So let's get into that. A few examples, I'll just show it now quickly. So, what we're going to do, we're going to get our waving from looking like this, the basic wave of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, or the 9 step with the fingers. And we're going to add in elbow. We're not going to really lift the elbow up, we're just going to rotate it. And instead of rotating it down, like a few people do, we're going to rotate it a few times, so like a ripple. So you're going to get your wave from looking like this to this. Okay, what you want to do, you just want to do the wave like normal. When you get to the elbow, you want to do small rotations clockwise and anti-clockwise, probably about twice. Depends on how fast you can do it. 1, 2. When you do that, it really will complement the wave, create a good ripple. So 1, 2, so boom, boom. Then straight to the shoulder. Same in the exiting. We'll go 1, 2, 1, 2. Okay, just show you what it looks like under the shirt. Okay, come. You've got that crease that everybody has in their elbow. Normally when you start the wave, it points upwards, not too close. When you do the wave, normally it's always going to be pointing downwards. What you want to do, you want to just rotate this in and up really quickly. So when you do the wave, you're going to go 1, 2, shoulder. So 1, 2, shoulder. And doing the other arm. That works really well. For example, if you enter and exit really quick, bam, bam, bam. Instead of going, you can go 1, 2, exit straight away. So just rotate, rotate, rotate.
Yeah.
So a good way to practice the elbow movement. If you have a wall in your house, that's easier. But just for demonstration purposes, I'm gonna do this. Come down. You want to be able to move the elbow like that. So inwards and outwards. Try to keep your wrist and your hand and your shoulder straight while just being able to do this movement. So off. So I'm trying to keep this straight, but it's impossible to do. But the straighter it is, you're just gonna quickly do that. It's easy. It's also better if you snap the elbow really hard. You're gonna get that shake. It's gonna be a lot better. Strobing is basically quick dime stops. When you're doing it, you're just 1, 2, 3, 4. You can't really learn it fast, it just comes over time. So when you're strobing, good way to practice, just 1, 2, 3, 4. Just different movements, so in different positions and angles, so 1, 2. You're gonna get faster the more times you do it. It's not gonna come overnight because it's a lot to do with muscle memory. Your muscles are gonna get more used to the move. Don't keep your arms tense when you're practicing the stroke, because if you do that, well, that's what a lot of people think, you keep your arms tense. When you're doing it faster, when you're more experienced when it comes to strobing, then keep your arms tense. But when you're practicing, you're going to end up doing all of this stuff and it's going to look wrong, it's not going to look right. Just practice slow, get your muscles more used to the movement, you know, muscle memory. But when you start getting to fast strobing, keep your muscles a bit tense, get quicker movements, you're just going to get used to it. It's not going to come overnight, it takes practice. Don't get frustrated, it just comes with patience, and yeah, just keep practicing these small movements to get your muscles used to it, and so okay. Do it. Leg strobing is exactly the same thing. You just start, stop. It's harder with the legs because your legs don't really move in this position, but when you get used to it, your legs will just get used to it in the same way. But a quick amateurish way to strobe with your legs, it's not really noticeable. It is noticeable, but it still looks good. So if you're coming close to the feet, you can just quickly see when I tap my foot down, it kind of stops my whole leg. So you can kind of tap it down, 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 and still create a similar effect. So for example, in the feet, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And it still works. Sometimes I do that, sometimes I don't, depends on how I'm feeling. But this Once you get used to that, it looks better. Quick thing to get out there. When you're practicing all of this stuff, in my opinion, for example, if you're practicing your botting or your waving, that's what I tell trademark behind the camera.
Yep.
It's better and easier, in my opinion, to practice to either funk, because it's got a nice steady beat. You can practice your hits and waves without having to get too intricate with the musicality and the sounds in the back, or practice to chill step, because the music is much slower. So instead of you rushing with a dubstep tune, which can get really confusing because there's so many sounds going on, it's better to go for chill step or R&B or funk or stuff like that, because it's much slower, gives you more time to think, you can relax, and it gives you more of an opportunity to practice when it comes to dancing to songs like dubstep, because dubstep can be all over the place sometimes. If you're still practicing, it's going to be too much for your brain to think out like at one period in time, and you're not going to really be dancing to music. The whole point about animation dance is going to be portraying the sounds that the music is creating, actually like telling a story. So hope this helps. Please subscribe. Thanks for all the 200 subscribers we have at the moment, and yeah, stay tuned.